everybody. Welcome to Shared Universe Podcast Studio. My name is Ming Chen. I am here with one new guest and one honored returning guest. I'll introduce him first. Sitting across from me, Mr. Frederick Moore, everybody.
What's up?
You can hear him on the Beachbox, is it you calling it Beachbox Radio podcast?
Yeah, it's Beachbox Radio on SoundCloud. You could search Beachbox or Beachbox Radio.
Yeah, and Beachbox is one of the ultimate workout systems based in Asbury Park, New Jersey. Kickboxing, some plyometrics, some weights. I went. I had a great time. I was sore for a week, and then I can't wait to get back.
Yeah.
I've been slacking, Fred. I'm not going to lie.
Well, I know you've been busy, so it happens.
It's no excuse, is it?
No.
Busy.
If you
No.
want, I'll come to your house, knock on your door, drag you out of the house, bring you down, like a concierge service. All
Right. There was a time I didn't need that, and then life got pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I
Yeah.
truly loved it. What's the address? Do you have the address?
Yeah, it's 1317 Memorial Drive in Asbury Park, New Jersey.
And the website is beachboxnj.com?
It's
Is
beachboxnow.com.
beachboxnow.com.
Yeah.
Whoa, all right.
Beachbox now. Right
Okay.
now.
Right now.
Not later.
Yeah, and we, if you want to look back, we did a podcast with the founder, Wayne Strobel,
Yeah.
and really dynamic guy, really energetic guy, and constantly making improvements to the place. I've passed by several times. I'm like, whoa, where did this come from?
Yeah, nothing's ever going to stay the same. He's always going to be improving and progressing, and that's what I like about the guy, and that's what I like about the Asbury Park in general. It's the whole place with the entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Even like with your podcast studio,
Yeah.
same thing. You guys are all staying above and staying ahead of the game a little bit, and that's what you got to do. And
Yeah.
I'm just happy to be part of it in some way, some shape or form.
Yeah, Fred is a coach, a supporter, and a badass. So the dream is to move in next to you guys, so I can take care of business here. Just go over there
yeah.
for one, maybe 2 sessions a day.
Wouldn't that be perfect?
It would,
Yeah.
It really would be, and then roll back and take care of more business. So
Right,
thank
right.
you for returning.
Sure. Yeah, it's always great to be here.
Yeah, Fred initially came in, took a class, and he went off and running on his own. He's got his own podcast now.
Yeah.
Live streaming.
Yeah.
Doing everything. So
Yeah, you can see it. You can see the video podcast on YouTube too.
Yeah.
On Beachbox, Beachbox Brands.
Beachbox Brands
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right on. And sitting to my left, a new guest, a fellow firefighter, Fred.
That's right. Yeah, he's in my crew with me. He's new, and he brought his A game, and we love him. He's a great addition to our crew.
Also a podcaster. Introduce yourself, my friend.
Howdy, I'm Jim Chen. I work with Fred at the firehouse.
Yeah,
And
Chen. Jim Chen.
Yeah.
We
Isn't
should,
that
like I
interesting?
said earlier, we should call this episode Twinkie, since it's 2 Asian guys and a white guy in the center.
That's right.
Right, or a majority Chen, or that's my last name as well, my friend. So,
Right.
yeah, we're taking over, friend.
No, you're not related, right?
We're probably related.
Probably in some weird way.
We're probably related. So you're a podcaster as well?
Yeah, because Fred and I, we just sit around the firehouse sometimes, and we just have these awesome conversations, and we figured, hey, why don't we just record them one time and see where that goes? And we figured with that, we'll start a podcast, since we both listen to podcasts quite a bit in our free time.
Yeah.
So that's where that idea spawned from. And aside from that, people in the fire service are always saying that you should write down everything that happens on the job, and eventually by the end of your career, you'll have a book made with all the stories that you can tell. So we figure this is one way to do it too.
Yeah, it's fun having an audio history. I always wonder if my kids will ever go back and listen to. I mean, God knows, I lost count of how many podcasts I've recorded. But I thought back though. Well, wouldn't that be cool if I pulled up a bunch of tapes?
Yeah.
With my parents talking on them, like if I found out that my dad secretly had a radio show back in the 70s.
Yeah, right.
I would love to listen to that.
I mean, just get a pizza and a 6-pack
Yeah.
and just listen to like the whole story of their
Yeah.
lives as they're, I mean, it's incredible. I think one day, really, the way this is progressing with the technology and the people are becoming more comfortable with social media in their lives, I think one day there's going to be like some device that's literally following us around our entire lives, like a ball floating above our head, and it's going to be recording everything that we do. But until then, we have podcasts, and
That's dystopian.
yes, it is. Right.
It is, but I think I read an article or I heard a quote. Is like there's there's no privacy anymore, and the sooner you can realize that, the more free you can be. Oddly enough,
That's a good way to look at it. Yeah.
I know it sounds weird,
Well,
but
I mean, how much of that is voluntary? People voluntarily giving up their privacy for convenience sake.
pretty much about 90%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, talking to Jim, he's the younger
Some call
generation.
me paranoid.
Well, maybe you are, but you are one of the last holdouts, of course. He's not on Facebook, are you?
No, I try not to do any social media at all. The closest thing I have to social media is like the podcast and that YouTube channel that I make videos out of hobby for.
Right.
But aside from that, I try to remain very private.
Yeah, so you're not totally off the grid then.
I might just pull everything one day and just completely go off the grid.
Where can we find the YouTube channel?
I think you just search No Ordinary Life Podcast,
Okay.
and it should be the first channel that pops up pretty much.
All right.
We have 2 videos right now, one for our trip to Iceland and one for the recent build with Where Angels Play Foundation down in Sarasota, Florida.
All right, what's the foundation?
The Where Angels Play Foundation, it started with one of our retired captains, Billy Lavin. He started this organization after, what was it, Sandy, right?
The Sandy Hook.
Sandy Hook massacre. And he wanted to build a playground in memory of each of the fallen kids and teachers that died that day. And the organization just grew from there. I think he's built well over 24, or how many? I think when I interviewed him, I think it was that was like the 50th or something playground that he's built so far across the country.
Yeah. And they did 2 in Africa.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
The playgrounds, they celebrate the life of the people that have passed away and try to bring back healing and hope back to the community. So this last one we did, it was for 2 brothers. One brother died, I believe, of leukemia, and then the other one died in a spearfishing accident. And Billy Lavin got in touch with the family, and he wanted to do something special for them. So we built them a playground in Sarasota, Florida. And on the YouTube video, we document the building of the playground itself. Yeah. So it's interesting to see everything go up into place, and Billy Lavin's talking over it and explaining the history and everything behind it.
That's amazing. It's inspiring too. How do they raise money for these efforts? What's the main?
Mostly through donations.
Okay.
So sometimes they'll try to get in contact with sponsors and to see if they can help fund it, but a lot of it is also through donations. So you can actually, I believe it's whereangelsplayfoundation.org that you can find out more about the website and about the organization and donate. Yeah, whereangelsplayfoundation.org.
And then they're also on Facebook.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So yeah, definitely check that out.
Yeah, and then from that spawned this hockey tournament where another guy we work with who is nephew
of Billy Lavin.
The nephew of Billy Lavin. Everybody they're all nice people, and they're very
they're giving.
Charismatic
Very
people.
giving.
They like to get involved. So his nephew is a hockey player. And long time ago, Elizabeth Fire Department joined forces with Kearney Fire Department and started a little hockey team and went up to Canada and did a 9/11 tournament. And I was actually there for it. It was an awesome tournament. And, it was a big tournament just to raise money for 9/11 victims and all firemen, hockey players.
Right.
And up in Canada, you saw some serious hockey going on.
Oh, yeah. You come out of the womb with the hockey stick.
Yeah.
there.
I think some guys are getting hired on the fire department just for their hockey skills.
Probably,
Just
yeah.
so they could bring a good team.
The ringer, they call it.
Yeah, exactly. And
I think Danny was actually telling me that a lot of the guys on the Canadian fire team or hockey team are actually former pros or something.
Yeah, they would be either from the minor leagues or they did a year or two in the pros, and then they would come back down and join the fire department. But they always kept playing. But now Danny Byrne, who is the nephew of Billy Lavin,
Athlete of the year.
He actually created this tournament between the police. It's the firemen, military, and police tournament. It's the 3rd annual. It's going to be in Woodbridge this year, and it's to raise money for Where Angels Play.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it's just another extension or another arm of that foundation, and it's what's incredible about it is the huge turnout, and it's good hockey. It's just good hockey.
Yeah,
I mean it's totally they're just playing for money, but the competition comes out. You see guys getting serious, right? You can't play out there on the ice like that if you can't be half-assed.
No.
And it's so fun. So Danny Byrne was supposed to be here today, but unfortunately we had another brother of firefighters, a family member pass away, and he has to be there for it. So we decided to keep this slot open and just speak on his behalf about it, and just let everybody know that they could go to the Where Angels Play Hockey on Facebook, like them, and then find out more about where the game is. It's in Woodbridge this year, and it's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be on Tuesday, June 5th.
Okay.
Through Friday, June 8th. It's Tuesday, June 5th through June 8th. So it's a tournament. It's going to be a lot of teams, and they're going to grind down to the last two, and they're going to battle it out. So it's going to be fantastic. I predict the fire department will win because
I think that's a valid prediction. I think I'll root for the fire department on your guys' behalf. Yeah, you ever step out on the ice? You ever?
Yeah, I played a little bit. I kind of don't anymore, and I actually gave Jim here my equipment, whatever I had.
Passing on the reins.
Yeah, he's gonna give it a try. I just couldn't. I didn't have time to play anymore, and I kind of sucked, and I just. When we went up to the tournament up in Canada, our first shift, I jump over the boards and I took out my own teammates. Like we're we're going over the boards together, and I fell.
You didn't even step on the ice.
Yeah, and I mean the guys from Canada just tore me apart. They were beating me down. Like, I was out in the ice. They're like, "Yeah, nice move out there. Why don't you have another shot of Jack Daniels?" And I'm like, "I didn't even drink."
I'm not even drunk.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, good job, Yankee.
Exactly. Yeah. So. I don't know. That's it. I've just been too busy though with other things going on, Beachbox and everything else. I get my daughter, and to get up there for the games, it's a lot of commitment, and I don't want to be half-assed about it and not show up and stuff like that.
Yeah, it sounds like their practices. Sounds like everyone takes this very seriously.
Yes.
And so you played up in Canada.
Yeah.
I played in a street hockey tournament up in there, and we were kind of half-assing it.
Yeah.
And then I saw these teams who had been playing together for 10 years. We just kind of put together a team to go up there and have fun, but we played against teams who had been together, 8, 10 years. They play weekly, and they it's like bing, 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 score. And I'm like, they have everything planned out.
Yeah, right.
It's all choreographed in practice. Like, oh man, this is serious.
Yeah, a well-oiled machine. Yeah, it's humbling, isn't it?
Yeah. So you've stepped out? Are you going to play this year?
I've actually only ever skated once, so this is going to be interesting. I just wanted to see if I actually liked it. It looks really fun and everything, so I just wanted to try it out before I actually.
One skate in front of the other. There are a couple of complexities. Skating backwards is not easy.
Yeah.
Skating forwards is not easy.
Right.
Stopping, they're and then you have to do that while holding a stick and sticking a puck and trying to score and pass. Hockey's tough, man.
I actually never liked hockey until I actually started playing. I played street hockey, and then I said, "Oh wow, I can't believe what those guys could do on this because
it's very impressive."
Yeah, it is. I mean, and they don't really kill each other. You would think those big men flying around in that tiny brink and throwing their weight around, there'd be like heads falling off of. But they know how to hit, they know how to take a hit, and then you start to really appreciate what that sport is all about.
Yeah. And
people get upset sometimes with the fighting and everything.
Sure.
But let's face it, they're guys. They're at a high competition level. The alpha male comes out. Sometimes you just got to throw a few dukes.
Sure. And it's one sport where it's pretty much encouraged.
Yeah, right.
Don't go overboard, but one or two fights a game. It happens. That's what the penalty box is for.
Exactly.
Throw you guys in there, let you cool off for 5 minutes. You're back out on the ice again.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite sports. My favorite sport to watch for sure.
Yeah.
So that's why you should definitely come out for this. And if you're in the Jersey area, Woodbridge is pretty centrally located.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And so I imagine it's a ticketed event.
Yeah.
And they're, I'm sure they're taking donations at the event.
Yep, everything.
And
Yeah,
doing other things to raise money.
yeah.
So that's pretty amazing. Do you have the dates again?
It's June 5th to the 8th.
Okay, coming up then.
Yeah.
A couple weeks.
Yeah, right.
All right, cool.
Yeah, that's why that's why I wanted to get out here and just put it out there, get more attention to it.
Oh yeah, I'd love that.
Yeah.
I maybe not this year, maybe soon, but next year, you should podcast from there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I like that idea.
Yeah, or we talk to some of the teams, or just ask some of these guys why they play.
Yeah, definitely.
And just
yeah. I mean, you got firemen, you got cops,
right?
And what's the story behind? How'd you get into hockey?
Right.
Some of these guys actually got into it just to be
in the tournament.
Yeah, just to be.
That's cool.
Yeah, so not everybody's an all-star. Yeah, right. Yeah, everybody wants to just be part of something, and that's like the one of the undertones of life in general. If you think about it. Even the simplest thing, people love being part of some type of something bigger and having, a connection. So.
Right, and some if they played formerly, reliving the glory years, stepping back out on the ice, seeing if they still got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing too. Like Danny Byrne is probably one of the. I mean, he's good. He's good. But it's funny
let's just say that he got complimented by the Canadian hockey players.
Oh, okay, that's not.
I think
that's no small feat, my friend.
I think one time because they had his number, they had to call him and they flew him in somewhere to basically be one of their, snipers. Basically, like I was like, dude, you're a gun for hire.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable.
I know you're like a mercenary.
Yeah, I was like, that's so cool. But if you met him,
very humble.
Yeah, on the earth here, like not on ice, he's just all right. Cool guy. He's nice and everything. But when he gets out on the ice,
oh yeah, all bets are off.
Holy shit! He flies. He flies. He shoots. He's everywhere.
Yeah.
He's in all the places where the play needs to be made, and he's got his head on a swivel. So. When you see him skate, it's just amazing.
That's the old Wayne Gretzky rule. Don't skate to where the puck is. Skate to where the puck's going to be.
Yeah. That's how you get good. I mean, that's how you're a good player, right? You got to have that kind of edge.
Yeah, and then he was able to carry that into real life as well. That's his philosophy in real life.
Right.
Look ahead. Don't look to
Don't get focused right in front of you.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
For sure. When you were out on the ice, Fred, did you play defense, offense?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
I went back and forth. Sometimes, because, if you're playing in a less organized team,
sure.
like players aren't as good, you might wind up 1 minute you're playing defense, but then now you have to move up to the wing or something.
Yeah, it depends on the guy coming off when he gets tired.
Yeah,
what position they're playing.
Yeah, but I started off on defense, and I was like, yeah, that'll be good for me. But then I started to realize defense is probably harder than being a forward.
Yeah,
because you have to be able to get back.
Right,
and you are the defense. I mean, so you got to be able to jump into the play.
Yeah, you're the last wall for sure. So, yeah.
Sorry, did I disconnect him?
Oh, yep. No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, you're the last wall of defense there. So yeah,
right, exactly.
Yeah, that's. Did you prefer one over the other?
Yeah, well, then I started to realize I like just being up on the right wing or something like that. That was,
okay.
Yeah, defense is just too hard for me, and then you got to be able to get back quick and grind on the boards too.
Yeah,
and you have to be able to stop on a dime. Otherwise, you go into the boards and then you get hurt, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I'm saying. You don't appreciate the game until you start playing it, and you realize all these little nuances that really are part of it. I mean, they're hockey players are beautiful skaters, and they are deadly.
Oh yeah,
it's a fantastic thing.
That's true for pretty much everything. You don't really realize or appreciate it fully until you start taking part in it. So many things you don't imagine how much effort and money is necessary in order to be able to participate and be good in it.
Yeah, that's another. You just mentioned money. How much? Just about any hobby or sport, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's an investment there.
Oh,
yeah. I think I saw somebody was like, well, why aren't more American kids into hockey? I'm like, you seen all the gear you got to buy?
Yeah,
The
right.
pads and multiple pads everywhere.
Yeah.
Helmets and sticks.
Yeah, and sticks breaking and buying more sticks.
And it's all expensive.
Yeah.
And I grew up in Michigan. People are like, well, why didn't you grow up playing hockey? And they play a lot of hockey up there. And I was like, my mom was like, you know what, you're playing baseball. Here's a bat, here's a ball, here's a mitt.
Right.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
You might outgrow the mitt, maybe, but if you outgrow stuff in hockey gear, you're gonna place all of it.
Yeah, right. And what if you buy it for your kid and they don't want to do it?
Yeah, exactly.
Then it's like you got all this gear and nobody's gonna buy it. It's all sweaty and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
that's why in Canada it's definitely it's a religion, so
Yeah.
they don't care. They save for things like this.
Oh
so.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, have you put on all the pads yet and skated?
Yeah.
Okay, it's
Well,
different.
I haven't skated yet, but I tried on all of Fred's old equipment. It was, feel pretty good.
Yeah.
It's different though. I mean, all the pads on, and it's different experience.
Still in it.
And yes, it's a way different experience. I definitely recommend it for everybody though. Just it's a lot of. I mean, you two are used to hauling around gear and being in that situation.
Right. Yeah.
But I remember the last time I was in full pads. I don't play and I don't skate very well. But I have a cousin, my female cousin, who she went to a hockey game one day, and she was watching. She's like, "I want to do that," and her husband's like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "I don't want to play hockey." So she went, took skating lessons, joined a co-ed league. She still plays now. She loves it so much she wants to get everybody else involved. So she had me out in her in full pads, skating around. I got a lesson, and this was in Texas, but I was on a sheet of ice. But I sweated my ass off.
Oh yeah.
It was
just dripping. Yeah.
Yeah, you find the Texas heat from above. You got the cold from below, but it was still, it was pretty strenuous.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just skating
Yeah.
itself.
Oh yeah.
Just being on the ice is hard.
Yeah, it's a good workout.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should definitely look into maybe just getting a few ice skating lessons. Just go to the local rink just to give yourself a little bit more of a one-up.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, why not? But, this guy, Jim does all kinds of things, and he's 25 years old.
Yeah.
But when we started the podcast, No Ordinary Life, that we came up with the name because we don't want to live an ordinary life.
No.
And it's not because we're firemen. Anybody could have, like you, Ming, like I don't think you have an ordinary life either.
No, not really.
No, you don't. And it's really more of a mindset.
Yeah.
Even a clerk in a store can have that mindset where they're not going to live an ordinary life, and it's just like how you approach life. So there's an adventure out there, and it's about digging in and sinking your teeth into that juicy steak of life. And unfortunately, I have a kid. I'm a little older and everything, but this guy's just taking he's running with it.
I think you're selling yourself short, Fred.
Well,
you got all the stuff with Beachbox going on. You're constantly motivated to try new things and start like 8,000 podcasts. So I think you definitely don't live an ordinary life.
All right, good. I'm glad you said that. Yeah, that you just that's a good point you made, and I'm glad you said that. But he's flying helicopters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm taking lessons.
I just out of the blue you decided to fly. What inspired this? That's pretty cool.
I did one of the Groupons that you always find. And
there's a Groupon for helicopter lessons?
Yeah.
I said, this is $30 off. I'll do it.
Yeah. It was still really expensive, but I love like the feeling of freedom that you get up there, even though when you get into the nitty-gritty of it, there is a lot of mandated laws and everything up in the air, but I love the sense of freedom and the complexities of actually flying a helicopter. So I figured I wanted to do that as my part-time job outside of the fire department.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I was always inspired by the dude from Magnum PI, TC. He flew the helicopter around on that, which they're bringing back now. I don't know if you saw that. They're rebooting it.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah, they are.
Why not? That was a good show.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I saw no trace of Tom Selleck.
Yeah,
and he's still alive, but I'm like, throw him in there. He's still alive.
Yeah.
There's a Groupon. I'm flabbergasted that Groupon for helicopter flying lessons.
They only give you most of them only give you about 15 minutes of flight, and it's $100-something, which is still very expensive.
Right.
But right now I'm probably paying $330 per hour of flight.
Wow.
So it's better. It's good to just get a taste of what it's about, and
And I don't know much about flying a helicopter. I know it's not easy though. There's the stick. I think there are foot controls too, right?
Yeah, there's the pedals, the cyclic, and the collective. Basically, your entire body is involved at the same time. You've got all these gauges in front of you. But it's like anything else. It's muscle memory. Once you've practiced and done it enough times, everything becomes kind of second nature, and you get more freedom to be able to actually look around.
Right.
Whereas when you first start, you're like so focused on one thing, but that one thing ends up messing up everything else.
Right.
But as you practice more and more, it becomes second nature.
Well, you can't mess up though.
No.
You mess up, you die. But
Right. Yeah.
there's
They can't
there's
put
a
in-
charm in that, I guess.
I guess if you where was this at the the local airport? I know there's a lair.
I fly out
around
of
here.
Lincoln Park.
Okay.
But I think there's one in Linden and several throughout the state.
Holy crap! I had no idea you could just
You
go
can
and
find
take...
anything on Groupon, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I mean, and you said you're going to turn this into maybe a second job, so it's more of an investment.
Yeah, definitely. A very expensive investment.
Yeah, or you'll just be Harrison Ford with the flying his $1 million A-Star
Too.
helicopters around.
Right.
I also needed a reason to wear my flight jacket and not just be a poser. So.
Right. That's I mean that's definitely not ordinary.
No, not at all.
Yeah. And then I think you mentioned you travel a lot.
I'm trying to get into traveling a lot. Like recently, I got back from Iceland a couple months ago, but next month I'm going to Dubai with a friend of mine. So
Wow. Okay. Just kind of random. Hey, let's go to Reykjavik. Let's go to Dubai.
yeah, basically.
That's amazing. What's Iceland like? I've never been there. It's on the list. I have a long list of places I want to go to.
Yeah, I think that's one of the foundations of the No Ordinary Life podcast. Everybody says, "Oh, I want to do this, I want to do that." So why don't you do it?
Yeah, go do it.
I mean, so people say, monetary or family obligations. Well, you can always find a time to restructure everything, save more, and to
sell
do the
something.
things that you actually do. Because think about every day that you live, how much time you spend doing stupid stuff like watching videos on YouTube or reading stupid articles. How much time is invested in that when you could be putting it towards something that you say you've always wanted to do?
Yeah, get out there. That's amazing.
But
I liked the idea, though. I mean, his premise for going to Iceland was pretty simple.
It's when we started the podcast, the image we use for our podcast is a guy staring at the Aurora Borealis.
Yeah.
And I actually wanted to go and capture that image for myself. So that's the whole reasoning behind going to Iceland in the first place. Do you want to tell the story about you wanting to go too? Or
Yeah, all right.
And
Well,
not feeling miserably?
yeah. Well, what happened?
So you were supposed to go too.
Yeah, Jim goes, listen, I want to go to Iceland to take a picture. And I'm like, that is the best reason to fly to another country. Let's go take a picture. And he goes, he starts looking up on the computer the flights. And
Fred is super excited. He gets all into it. We book it like pretty much the next shift or something.
yeah, we booked it right away. And then I decided, let me go mention this one to my wife. Which, when I said it to her, I was expecting her to be a little bit, thrown off. But okay, But no, that's not actually how it turned out. Instead, she didn't like the idea, mainly because of the reason why why didn't I mention it to her first and then
Right. Okay, you had to run it by
Also,
her.
didn't she actually want to go to Iceland before?
Yeah, and then she says, that's one of my fantasy trips to go on. And I'm like, all right. So, and then I tried to see, well, why don't you go with me? But we have a daughter, she's young, and it was just too hard to connect the dots. So luckily, I was able to pass my tickets on the flight along to another guy at work.
Right.
And they were able to.
So you bought the tickets already.
Oh, yeah. It was
There's
done.
no backing out. And I was like, oh, wait.
Right. I mean, I totally went about it the wrong way.
Hey, guys, I can't go.
Yeah, right. And that's
hey, I understand. I got a wife, too, so.
Yeah, you got it.
She would probably be pissed if I booked a trip to Iceland without her.
Right, yeah. I can totally get it. It just seemed, I got so excited with the idea because not really many people I know are willing on just doing something like that. Most people, it's just like, if you even suggest a drive down to Atlantic City, they're like, I can't go. I got stuff that I got to do. And it's just like, and then this guy's like, let's go to Iceland. I'm like, let's go. And it's just no problem. So next time I need to just have a little bit of a different approach.
Sure.
And should be able to
little communication. I understand, my friend.
Yeah.
I totally understand.
Yeah, and I'm not going to Dubai with him. And what is it that you're going to do in Dubai? Go ahead, tell him.
I wanted to jump off that Burj Khalifa building,
Yeah.
but I think I actually need a parachuting license before I can do that. So
Oh, like a base jump?
yeah.
You can base jump off the Burj Khalifa?
I think that might have just been an event because I saw a video. I was like, oh, that's so
Okay.
cool. I want to do that. So that was the whole reason behind Dubai. But then I figured I probably need all these like licenses
Right.
and everything. But it's still we're gonna try to do a bunch of stuff in Dubai.
All right, I know you can skydive. I saw
but-
I saw a Flo Rida video where he's in,
you can
he's in
skydive,
Dubai.
but that's like $450 US dollars or something. So
It's
that's-
cheaper over here, right?
It's actually cheaper
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah, but Dubai.
Yeah,
With you
right.
see all the man-made islands and stuff from up
Yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah,
I think
definitely.
though that they do have a high demand for helicopter pilots. So maybe in the future, I can just like take a summer off and work there or something.
Yeah, right.
So that'd be cool.
Right. Yeah, you may have to shift your plans a little bit. I know you can ski in Dubai.
Right.
You can
yeah.
snowboard.
Yeah.
They have the indoor man-made snow mountain in there.
Yeah,
Or
it's amazing.
you can just enjoy Dubai and,
Yeah.
and not jump off buildings. I mean, I love where you're going
mean,
here.
I
If
figured-
it's there,
I figure anywhere you can eat and shop.
Sure.
But where are you going to jump off the tallest building?
no.
Right.
So
Dubai.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people when they travel, they just stay to the major cities. and
Yeah.
it's safe and it's secure, but you're not really experiencing the country
Right.
because everywhere you go, once you've been to the major cities, they're all pretty much the same.
Right.
Sure, maybe there's some like hints of cultural differences, but the basic necessity and everything, they're all the complete same.
Yeah. That's Dubai is definitely on the list. Reykjavik, Iceland's on the list. Did you get your picture?
I did not. Unfortunately, the entire time we were there was a lot of overcast, and
Okay.
it wasn't beneficial to getting the picture.
Right.
But we did still enjoy our time. We ate a lot of exotic animals. Sorry,
What
vegans
kind
out
of
there.
no? What kind of meats do they have up in?
They have a weird diet. They eat sheep's head, seal balls, like seal testicles and stuff.
Are you adventurous in that respect as well as I actually
I
am?
tried eating the sheep's head.
Okay.
Once I got to the eyeball, I had to call it quits, though.
Okay.
What part of it did you eat? Like, what's there to eat?
I ate the jaw. I ate half of the tongue. I ate the ear cartilage, and then I got to the eyeball.
Cartilage. Oh,
It's
I don't know. That's crunchy,
kinda-
isn't it?
Yeah, it's a weird texture.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little gamier than normal, and but is it any more weird than anything else we eat?
Nah, you're right. It's a
Yeah.
perspective. Yeah, you're eating an animal. You're eating an animal. What's the difference?
Yeah.
It's all
So
subjective.
I've never had seal balls.
I
I've done
haven't
the
either.
bull. I've done the Rocky Mountain oysters. I was in Denver,
Yeah.
and they were there. They were not bad.
They have like gravy on them or something.
Cocktail sauce.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah,
Cocktail.
you
All
dip
right.
in cocktail sauce.
All right.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's it's beef. It's it's beef. It's it's like flying. Don't think too much about
Yeah.
it, or eating a hot dog.
Yeah, right.
Or, I don't know if you eat hot dogs.
Actually,
but-
I don't because I think what's in them is disgusting. I'd rather eat the balls.
right. Yeah, at least the balls there.
Right. Just plain balls.
Yeah,
That's
they
all.
don't process them.
100% balls.
Yeah, for sure. So
Maybe a little salt and pepper. I'm good.
yeah, that's on the list of weirdest things I've eaten. But
Yeah, the landscape of Iceland is very beautiful. The people are usually very nice too. It's just the water there, since they get all their hot water from the local hot springs
Yeah.
and everything. It smells pretty bad, but
sulfur and
yeah, it's
whatever.
sulfur and everything. But one of my favorite things to do there was actually the thermal pools that they
Yeah.
have lying everywhere, and that's probably the best bargain you're going to get out there because you buy the city pass or whatever, you
Right.
get 3 days, and in that is all your bus fare, tickets to the thermal pools, and all these other things. And I feel the thermal pool was actually better than a Blue Lagoon in some aspects,
Right.
even though that's one of the main staples of Iceland. The only thing, funny story, was when I went to one of the thermal pools, you actually have to undress and get into a communal shower with everybody. There's no curtains or anything, so everybody's just in there butt naked.
Okay, but that's just how it is.
Yeah, that's just the culture. And while I was taking a shower, I happened to glance behind me, and I saw a guy staring at my ass and smiling. So then I panicked a little, I dried off and I started leaving, but then he started leaving too, and then I started walking faster, and that guy that was staring my ass started walking faster. I've never felt so scared for my butthole in my life.
Right. Okay, we made it out alive.
But thankfully, after like another 5 feet of speed walking, he turned a corner, so
Oh, okay. He
my
gave up.
butthole was safe for that day.
Okay, good job. I'm
Yeah.
I'm glad you you evaded that. And all right, I'll be careful in the community.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good warning right there.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
guess that's just for the environment. They want no impurities in their thermal pool.
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, you got to get all the salts off your body and
Yeah.
everything, soaps and
Yeah, I hear
lotion.
it's very therapeutic though. The thermal pools is
Yeah, there was they got like water jets and stuff in there. It's very relaxing. They have all these different temperature waters from very warm to like 50 degrees
Okay.
Fahrenheit, which is
So you
doesn't
could do,
sound too bad, but when you're sitting in it, it's really cold.
Yeah, you could do the back and forth, the ice bath to the hot to the cold.
Yeah.
The therapeutic ice bath.
Yeah, I did the 50-degree one for like 10 minutes, and then I dunked my head underwater before I got out, and my
Yeah.
friend thought that I had like died of hypothermia.
I just passed out.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there he goes. Well, he died happy in Iceland.
No, I died miserable.
I got some photos pulled up here.
Yeah, I think
the one thing I
that's
noticed
the Blue Lagoon right there.
is it's very blue. Like it's
Yeah.
extremely.
I know.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So how is it so blue like that? Is it from the bottom? Is it the rock or something? Or
No clue.
wow.
And then do you? I know you're not on Facebook. Do you document these?
Yeah,
Trips,
when I went to Iceland, I made that one of the videos on our YouTube
Okay.
channel is of the trip to Iceland, and it's just short snapshots of everything we did there,
Right.
except for the thermal pools because we weren't allowed to take our cameras in there, but we did get footage of the Blue Lagoon.
That's pretty amazing. How long were you there?
Just like 3 or 4 days.
Okay, would you say that's like the perfect amount of time?
I think that's the perfect amount of time for most places or most countries.
Sure.
Just like 3 to 4 days,
Yeah.
because it pushes you to try to get as much done as possible, so that you're just not sitting around the hotel room or
Right.
hotel bar the whole time. But usually, and after like 3 or 4 days, you've pretty much experienced everything in the local area that there is to experience for most places, anyway.
Yeah, and I imagine you probably do like I do, just like you land, boom, like 4 days. Like you'll sleep for a couple hours.
Yeah.
But you just try to get in everything is.
Yeah, but it can be pretty exhausting trying to do all this stuff at once. Because I remember when I did my trip to Europe, we were in a different city or different town every night, and that got very exhausting after the week was done.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's the only way to do it, though. You can
Yeah.
sleep when you get home.
Exactly.
That's I just went out to Arizona recently.
Yeah.
A quick trip. Just I wanted to mountain bike. It was actually 2 months ago, so I timed it out. I wanted to hit some warmer weather, so start my mountain bike season and fly into Arizona. It was just 3 days, but it was hard riding every day. I
Yeah.
just like you were saying, just do it all and then get out.
Right.
And it was perfect. I was able to land, get my rental car, drive, and rent my bike. And I was on the trails that day that I flew out.
Yeah.
So a mid-afternoon to late ride. Then I went to my Airbnb,
Right.
found some food, passed out because I was tired.
Yeah.
Woke up early the next day.
Yeah, let's go again. Let's go.
And then I was out all day hitting a major section of trails. And then I had it timed out where my flight the next day was late. So I could wake up in the morning,
Yeah.
do another morning ride, return the bike, get to the airport, and I'm out of there. So
Right.
I really got in 3 days of riding. And, yeah, I was crushed after. I was really tired. But you know what? It was like the first time
You
I
got to
ever
experience
slept on
everything.
a plane. I was actually so tired I passed out on a plane. I
Yeah.
never sleep on planes, So it was good. It was good to use my body like that. And, I was out there by myself, which was good for me because I was able to get a little retrospection going on, quiet down the crazy life and everything, and just kind of just focus on just basics: mountain biking, eating, and sleeping.
Yeah.
That was it.
yeah,
cool.
it's what you went out there to do.
Yeah, right.
That's amazing. Dubai. Have you done any research? Are you just going to go and fly by the seat of your pants?
Once again, I used Groupon, and my friend and I
There's
actually.
There's Groupon in Dubai.
Well, there is a Groupon in Dubai, but in order to purchase the things, you have to make a Dubai Groupon account. So later today, the friend that I'm going with, we're actually gonna go over all the stuff. Excuse me.
Yeah, no problem.
Go over all the stuff that that I picked on the Groupon. So let me see.
All right, yeah. What's on the agenda?
Some of the stuff that I took.
I've bought Groupons. Just random ones. There was one for the firing range.
Oh yeah,
and a little bit down south of us.
Yeah, right.
Weird things like that. There's a Groupon for like $100 of sushi for like $20, but I've never based a trip around that though.
I don't think this episode is sponsored by Groupon or anything.
But no. But, it might as well be.
I think the stuff the thing I love about Groupon though is it gives you an idea of stuff that you probably would have never thought existed
for sure.
before. But some of the stuff that we were planning to do was, of course, doing like a desert safari and like just driving around the desert in dune buggies or something. Probably go-karting out there, riding camels, checking out the zoo, of course, playing human foosball.
What is that?
Like the foosball tables, and here's a picture of it.
Yeah, if you want,
wow.
You can actually go to. Oh my God! So it's like a life-size foosball court with a soccer ball, but you're stuck to the stick.
Yeah, and I wanted to do this, but my friend said that might not be a good idea.
What is it?
Dinner in the sky.
It's so you sit around a table and I guess it hovers you.
Yeah, you're suspended like thousands of feet above the air.
Let me see it again.
You're having dinner.
That's crazy. So if you want to check these out, you can go to Groupon.ae. That's for Arab Emirates. And they're right up top is the one for sushi, and then there's a rainforest cafe. I'm going to skip that one, but anything from smash rooms where you can go and you bust stuff up with a sledgehammer.
Yes, right.
To
we actually do that on our job, so we don't need one of those.
Right. Anything from that, of course, there are the restaurants. You can do a Formula race car.
Actually,
at the Dubai.
Send me that one. I want to do that one too.
Dubai Autodrome. You can race around a Formula One car.
That's sweet.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna do that one.
Yeah, they definitely looks like they definitely have everything here. So wow, okay.
Yeah, you get to choke aliens out.
What is that? Virtual worlds choking an alien.
44% off 1 hour VR game session. So yeah, I don't know. Put that one on the list.
That's definitely on my list because
that is actually on the list.
All my favorite movies are the ones where they invade us and we kick their ass back into outer space.
Okay,
and
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, like Independence Day.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, welcome to Earth.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Don't mess with us humans.
Yeah, then you got the spas and all that. So wow, so you just literally go down here and kind of bookmark what's interesting. So and there's a lot of interesting stuff here.
Yeah, that's a good point. It gets you looking at things that you would never think of doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like eating that giant cheeseburger with the fries on it.
Yeah. This is Apple. There's Applebee's in Dubai. Let's not go there.
A global franchise.
Let's not go there.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly all the way to Dubai and then go to Applebee's.
When you go to different countries, their chain franchises, they have different menus.
Right.
Like if you go to Japan,
they're regional.
Their McDonald's doesn't have the stuff that we have here. They have like different things.
Yeah, I remember when I was in Europe, I loved going to McDonald's just for the fact that they sold beer.
Right. Yeah.
You know, we could have went somewhere else, but it's like, hey, let's go in here and get a beer.
Yeah,
but it's so strange for them when they come here and they realize that the McDonald's here don't serve beer.
Right, and they think we're weak.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is cool. You can get a yacht, and you can get jet skis. So this is pretty cool. Yeah. All right,
You're gonna book your trip. Want to come with us?
I mean, yeah, I might. I mentioned to you before we rolled the mics. There are 2 marathons in Dubai.
Right.
That one of them I somewhat seriously considered. I went as far as looking for airfare, and looked at the entry fee. Just to why not? Why not?
Yeah,
it's there. Go do it.
Their marathons are relatively newer.
Yeah.
Marathons, right? Like how many have they done so far?
I think they've only done like 2 or 3.
Yeah, so
it's not like the New York City one where it's been running hundreds of years. So
yeah, right.
But I thought what a cool. Why not? What a cool place to do one.
Yeah.
And then the story when you get back.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and the memories.
Great. Yeah, for sure.
Sure, there's going to be some unique things happening along the way.
Yeah. So, yeah, you'll have to come back and tell us about it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I'm The video you shoot, how do you document it? Do you do it on the phone, or did you buy a separate camera?
When we were talking about the Iceland trip, I got very into that. The thing about me is like when I find out something new that I think is cool, I'll get like very invested in it for a period of time. So I went out and I bought this like $1,000 camera just for the trip to take that single picture. But I ended up actually using it a lot and documenting it through the Canon 70D that I got.
That's a good camera.
Yeah, I used that one to get the majority of the footage, and then I just edited in Windows Movie Maker.
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah.
That's cool. I'm going to check that out. YouTube, go to No Ordinary Life.
Yes, sir.
And check. I'm
Yeah, and on SoundCloud, too.
Just be advised that those were like the first major videos I ever made.
Oh, sure,
so
yeah.
There's definitely room for improvement and stuff there. But
it's your first video. It's totally cool.
Jim has helped me with editing for the Beachbox podcast. He's all up to snuff on all that, and he's helped a lot. But he also shot a video for
Beachbox,
a promo. A promo video. It turned out great. He used a head cam.
Right.
And he's got some action photos that I love. He's wearing a head cam and he's punching the bag. And it's just fantastic how he edited in, and with music and everything.
Yeah.
Fred and I collaborated on that video, and it was so hard to get all that footage down and condensed to the 45 seconds we did.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
unfortunately, you have to make it shorter. You have to edit things.
Yeah, it's like 5 hours of footage. You're down to 45 seconds.
But yeah, I think if you stick with it over time, you're going to get really good at it, and then you'll be able to sell your services or whatever. Seriously, I mean, there's always people looking for something like that.
Yeah, firefighter, helicopter pilot, and
cinematographer.
Yeah, cinematographer. So it's called the triple threat.
Yeah.
in this world. Yeah. So you seem like me. You don't sleep much.
I try to get my 8 hours, but that never happens.
Never.
8 hours.
Never
I don't remember. I don't remember the last time that happened.
I wouldn't even know what to do at 8 hours. I think my back would start hurting from laying around that long.
Yeah. My body would be like, get up.
Yeah.
Get up. Yeah, even though it's good for you. So, what's next after Dubai? Do you have
You mean trip wise?
Yeah. Or life wise? Are you trying to become a submarine captain or
no? I was thinking of doing Thailand in January. Though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Have you been there before?
No, I just see all these crazy stories and everything from there, so I want to check it out.
Yeah, and the one thing that comes up, I've never been there either, but my friends who have been there is like, well, the cost of living down there is way lower than it is.
Oh yeah. My friend, she said that they probably survive like a month on like $25 or something.
Yeah, something crazy like that. You can eat for $1.50 a day.
Yeah.
Right. So
you could retire there. If you have some money scrolled away, just move to Thailand.
Right.
Probably live like a king.
Right. That's amazing. That might be more of a 2-week trip.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's such a long flight, right? You got to get out there and
for sure. And the countries are kind of close together, so you can literally go from like Hong Kong to Vietnam to Thailand to wherever else you want to go, to Cambodia or whatever.
Right. Hong Kong would be. I would love to check that.
That's on my list as well.
And there's they have an island, right? There's some island that you have to ferry to.
I think like Kowloon or something.
Yes, it's a real high end kind of touristy place, but it's supposedly if you're out there, it's something that you got to check out.
Yeah, on the list, and do it before it's too late, everybody.
Right. Well, I told my wife, look, we got our young daughter. I want to get her into, not only do I want to get her into podcasting and things like that, but I want her to be interested in traveling because last 2 years ago we went to a resort, and resorts really aren't my favorite kind of thing because after 3 or 4 days it's the
same. And it's kind of prepackaged.
Yeah, it's prepackaged, and it's when you really look at it, it all comes down to like the food for some reason. Everybody's all worried about the food.
Sure.
And I saw a 9-year-old kid. I don't know. I'm guessing his age. He was eating an ice cream cone at like 8:30 in the morning. And he could, but he shouldn't have been. He was a little bit bloated.
Okay,
there.
yeah.
And I'm thinking, man, this. And I said, well, there's a whole world out there to be lived, and this is fine. My wife likes it, and this is good. It's relaxing, but I want to get my daughter into going on adventures because I think that'll be good for her. You learn something. It's a great way to grow your mind. So on the list for us is I want to wait till she's like maybe 10.
Okay.
And we'll go to Egypt. Go look at
the pyramids and everything. Yeah.
And I want to wait till 10 because I want her to appreciate it, and I want to lead it up. Where hey, we're going in a year or two, so she'll start reading books, or maybe books won't be around by then, but she'll be reading on the internet.
Yeah.
And she'll be able to educate herself about it, and then develop that curiosity for the world and see that there's these amazing things. And that's and I want to pass that no ordinary life concept down to her.
That's cool, man.
And you gotta think too, worldwide. The world's getting a smaller place, so get out there, especially young people, because you don't know where you're going to be working when you're older. You might be working in China or something.
Yeah,
and
we're like, I've been here already. Act like you've been there already.
You're a world citizen now.
Yeah, for sure. That's that's awesome. Just to expand your mind, your horizons.
Right. I'm sure your kids will adapt to what you do. You're always traveling around.
Yeah, I think they can.
So it's become something they're accustomed to.
Yeah, it's addictive for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
It's addictive for sure. I mean, there's just so many cool places out there.
Yeah.
Even I'm not going to Dubai this weekend. I travel a lot, so I was in the last 3 weeks. I was in northern Canada, L.A., and then Houston. And this weekend I'm going to Evansville, Indiana.
Nice.
And you think Indiana, what's there? But there, if you dig deep enough, there are a couple gems there. You just there are gems wherever you look, even in a smaller Midwestern town. So
and you seem like I follow you on Facebook. I see where you go. you basically get street level.
I try, really try.
Yeah, you're in the heart of the community, and that's where all the real people are, and that's where you really get an education or whatever.
Yeah, it's where all the real places are.
Right.
I want to hang out where people who live there hang out.
Yeah.
And it just makes it that much more fun.
Right.
And from there, you might meet a bartender who's like, oh, you got to go to this place. Or, I've had, baristas go, hang on, I'm going to make you a list. And they'll write down a whole list of, because they're so excited to spread their love.
Yes,
for these
right,
cool places.
right. They want to share. Yeah,
yeah. They'll handwrite a list for me, and
isn't that awesome?
And I get to see places that most ordinary people who are only there for 3 or 4 days don't get to check out.
Right,
so.
And it's so spontaneous that way too. It's just like you didn't even expect. Later on in the afternoon, you're in the most amazing place.
Yeah. And
you would have never been there if you didn't get out and just talk to people.
Yeah, yeah. Do you talk to people and?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So it's definitely well worth it. Whether it be just the dude at the bar, tending bar, or the Uber driver, or whatever. It's definitely worth it to make a little conversation.
Yeah, definitely. Right.
Because you just never know where you're gonna wind up. Underground bar. Walking through a closet in a hot dog joint that takes you somewhere else.
You've done that?
Which has happened to me, yeah. And so after Indiana, I'm going to Birmingham, Alabama, and you're like, what's in Birmingham? But there was this hot dog joint with there was one of those. It was the police box from Doctor Who. It's called the TARDIS.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell is this doing there? And they're like, oh, go in there, pick up the phone, and the wall opened in there, and there was a bar, another bar back there.
Wow.
A place called the Marble Ring for anybody in Birmingham. So definitely check that out.
Now, has that been around for a while? Was that like a speakeasy?
Couple years. It was a speakeasy. Yeah.
Okay.
It hasn't been there since the 40s or something.
That's
fascinating. For a couple years, but little known joint.
Yeah, I think there's some places in New York City that are like that too. Old speakeasies that they've rejuvenated.
Sure. Yeah. I like these hidden places that hidden in plain sight.
I was watching a documentary about the Prohibition era, and they had on the back bar, it was a shelf that collapsed. They had like a hinge. So if they got raided, they hit a button or pulled a string.
Nope, we got nothing.
And it dumped into a gutter, and all the broken bottles it would just wash away, and water would pour in. It was like this
whole
highly proficient, it was an elaborate system to wash it away, and everybody's just drinking tea. That's it.
Yeah,
get out of here.
We're just drinking tea.
Right,
just having a tea party.
The cops leave, and then they restock the bottles and keep going.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah.
So, that is something I actually seek out as hidden bars and restaurants. So, something to add to the list.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. So yeah, I'm not going anywhere that super exotic, but even in America, even in
Yeah, I mean, it is what you make of it.
Yeah.
You can go all the way to Dubai, but if you're just gonna be there in a hotel, then you might as well just stay home.
Yeah.
Versus if you go to Birmingham and you find the TARDIS and the hidden
Right.
bar behind,
Yeah.
that's way more of an adventure than traveling 20 hours to some other country.
Yeah, I would definitely.
That's what you make of it.
Yeah, I would definitely do that. So, I mean, good luck on your travels.
Thank you.
And Fred, I hope you get to go. Well, go along sometime. Talk to the family first.
Yeah, definitely.
I understand.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there. I mean, totally understandable. You get excited.
Yeah, that's
It's
it.
like,
Like,
let's go.
I got that little kid in me, and it's just, and,
yeah.
and I'm spontaneous, so sometimes it definitely takes me over, and I lose a little sense
Yeah,
of what I'm
it's
doing.
all
But
right.
that's it.
It's all right. No harm, no foul. You're
Right.
able to transfer the tickets. So
Yeah, that's it.
all good. And what are the details on the hockey tournament again? Just for
It'll be
everybody?
June 5th to the 8th.
Okay.
And it's in Woodbridge, and you could go to Facebook and look up Where Angels Play Hockey. You can look up Where Angels Play Foundation on Facebook. They all connect.
That's awesome. And yeah, good luck in when are you going to Dubai?
June 14th.
Oh, that's in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I invite you to come back and talk all about it. I mean, shoot, we could start a travel podcast for.
Yeah, there you go.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? I'll trade you stories for Birmingham, for Dubai, and
Sounds like a plan.
yeah. All right, right. You got anything else?
Do you want to just talk about other podcasts real quick?
Oh yeah,
before
for sure.
we-
Which other?
Yeah, plug
The
away.
No Ordinary Life?
Oh, I thought we talked about it.
Well, we did the travel aspect, but our kind of niche, I guess, is also the the stories from our job that.
Oh
we try
wow,
to
okay,
tell.
yeah.
So, I mean, do you want to maybe share a story or two?
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the things. The guy's got a lot of crazy stories. A lot of them are funny. Some of them we kind of got to be careful
we have
what
to
we
filter
talk.
what we talk about because some of them
Understandable, sure.
Yeah, but for one story that always stuck with me, it's a funny story. Is that it was like one of my first early, I was early on the job, and we had a kitchen fire, and we knocked it down pretty quickly, and there was pots up on top of the cabinets. And one of the guys said, "Well, we got to take these cabinets down because we got to check behind, make sure the fire didn't travel. And why don't you take the pots down?" So I was going to climb up and hand them down. They were big soup pots.
Yeah.
And one of the guys I worked with said, "No, here, just," and he hooked it with one of the tools. He starts dragging it off, and it was filled with like rancid soup or something like that. It was this nasty, mushy slop, and it pours all over me and him, mostly on me though. And it's just dripping, and it went in my mouth. And I turn and I look at him, and I was going to wring his neck. Like, what are you doing? And I'm just covered, and everybody's laughing. And, this is like, meanwhile, there's like a little bit of fire traveling in the walls. And, it's just funny how the job is because, you get interrupted by soup pouring on you. And
Right.
It's the worst thing in the world. Meanwhile, we're in a kitchen fire,
Yeah.
Like, it's just like how your mind kind of,
Right at that moment
Yeah.
with that soup on you, that was the worst thing
Yeah.
that happened to you. But
Ruined
it
it.
wasn't. But it was.
right,
Okay.
right. Ruined my day. But it turned out it was funny,
Yeah.
So.
That's one of my favorite things about the job. You never know what you're going to expect. I remember Fred and we were on a staircase at this pretty serious fire, and he's on the hose, and he's just hitting over the stairwell trying to hit the fire, and then it was like brushing right behind him, and I had to like shake him. I was like, "Hey, behind you," and it's like crazy. But then there's also like other more comedic times, like there was a car fire one time, and I was on the hose, and as soon as the guy opened the door to the car that was on fire, I guess the guy's Bluetooth phone was still connected, but Eye of the Tiger started blasting out of it, and we're fighting the fire to Eye of the Tiger. So that was fun.
Gave me goosebumps.
That's
We just like froze for a second. It was like dun 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 dun.
It's like, all right, let's go. It's
Okay,
on.
I guess this is happening.
It's on.
Yeah.
It's like a soundtrack to your life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
for sure. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we like to get some of the guys to come on and share their stories.
Yeah.
And we want to hear funny, but we also talk about the serious stuff too.
Sure.
And there is
Yeah, one
also
thing you'll notice is a lot of firefighters and anybody that's really like a first responder or something or in the military, they have a morbid sense of humor more often than not. And
Right.
that's to deal with the stresses of the job. So we try to get into that aspect of
Yeah,
things too.
yeah. It's it's a way that people handle stress. That's
Yeah.
it. But a lot of people wouldn't understand it if they heard it. They would think we were crazy. But
Right.
nothing is really meant by it. It's just how guys handle. Not a lot of guys are out there like hugging it out and stuff. Come here, man. You saw something rough.
Yeah.
But you make
hey,
those
maybe
jokes.
You did, yeah.
Black
So-
humor
Yeah, you
and
were
Right.
saying somebody got their head decapitated or something at a railroad, and people were making "don't lose your head" jokes or something.
yeah.
It's nothing to lose your head over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's if especially you see it for the first time.
Oh, sure.
And you don't know what to say. You don't know what to do. You really don't.
I imagine that's pretty jarring. So yes.
Yeah. So that's what it is. You know, it's nothing's actually meant by it. But
Yeah, but if you're interested in hearing more stories from our job, you can go to noordinarylifepodcast.com and
yeah.
All right. Cool. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.